So everybody watching the stream, don't forget to hit the like button. Would be very
Nice.
helpful. Currently at 13 likes, 19 guys watching.
Right, fingers crossed we can get this all sorted. There's never a clean night, is there, when there's no issues with either GT or PlayStation Network? Right, that's us now. Right, here we go. Right. Back in, lobby back up. Here we go. It'll take a wee minute because I'll need to do a custom code again and things. Ooh, dearie me. It'll be a long week next week, looking at how long the races are. We'll probably be going till about 10:30 next week. Be a long old race.
What kind of format do you prefer? Having like strategy races with tire wear, fuel consumption, qualifying, Group 3, Group 4 cars, all in the mix?
This is going to be interesting. Now, why am I being called a pleb in the chat? What's going on here?
There's always someone.
Huh? Right. Anyway, there's a. Well, I actually prefer the races that have a lot of strategy involved. They have a lot, not a lot of tower, but you do have a bit of strategy involved. However, the car I'm in this season likes races such as yesterday, races that don't basically not have tons of tire wear. My car likes races that I can get to near the end and not have terrible tire wear, because the car is a nightmare on really heavy tire wear. So it's kind of interesting, because like in previous seasons where I've had a decent car, I love the strategy races that involve working out wet pit and things like that. But yeah, for example, next week's 3 times tire wear, 3 times fuel for the endurance race, and it'll be a very, very simple strategy, and there'll not be too much tire wear issues, which I think suits my car, but doesn't suit what I'd usually do, what I'd like, if that makes sense. I do prefer strategy races, but I can't really prefer them this season because it doesn't work. What about you?
Me too. I mean, if you remember on GT Sport, we had British Touring Car Championship like format with no tire wear, no fuel consumption, and it was just plain racing. It was just down to who's the quickest in his car, but if you involve some strategy, you kind of get the feeling you have a factor where you can improve or work out some stuff like fuel saving and make up some seconds on track. It's always, I prefer strategy.
Yeah, so do I. I do like strategy races and things like that, and I do like the element we have this season with the varying different tyre and fuel rates. That does make it interesting. So, for example, this week it's ×2 fuel and tyres. Next week it's ×4 fuel, ×3 tyres. So that variation does help, and there's going to be a race in the future, I think, which is the wet week, which is the random weather week. I don't know if you're aware of this, unsafe. There's a random weather week where there is 2 races and the only person who will know the lobby settings in terms of what the weather is going to do is going to be the commentator, the lead commentator. So for example, we're going to be hosting the lobbies in a couple of weeks' time. So for GT1, I imagine it will be Sean or someone like that who will be creating the lobby for GT2. It'll be me that creates the lobby for GT1 and does the rain and works out what I want to do. But nobody in the grid will know. So that's going to be an incredibly interesting one as well.
Exciting, exciting.
Very exciting. It'll be a good watching stream anyway. Because we know what rain does when you don't know what's going to happen. Right, okay, race 2. There we go. Witchell, Chubbs, Tom, Ross, Lee, Graham, then Biggles, then it's SBY, then Rom, then Pine, then Dark Knight, and then James and Pagani. It's your back row. There we go. Witchell and Captain Chubbs then gets us away for race 2. Another 21 laps ahead of them. And they lead us into turn 1. And then we'll see how we get on down the field. Oh, nice and tidy. It was nice and tidy for the last race through the first half of the first lap before it got chaotic afterwards. Lee's had a decent exit up towards the hill. He's very close to the back of Ross. However, Ross is in the Corvette, which is good on straight line speed, so he's safe for the time being. However, Ross is wide. Ross is wide. Lee is down the inside. And here we go. Side by side. Ross has got the straight line speed for the time being. Lee's still there though. And it's going to be Lee and Ross side by side. Oh, it's messy. Ross holds on. Lee's lost a few places. Oh, Rom's trying to go down the inside. It's Lee's in a sandwich now. It's free wide. He's in a Lexus sandwich, Lee. And he's lost out in the Lexus sandwich. And unfortunately for Lee, he is down to P9. Oh dearie me. That has not went well, has it? For Lee.
Pagani started in last, now he's going for P10.
Rom's down instead of his teammate. Biggles and Ross are fighting as well. Oh! They're getting involved in a lot of drama here. If you don't like Ross.
There's a huge pile of cars on this.
There is Ross, Rom, SPY. Someone's going to end up off here. It's chaotic. There's a lot here. Rom, SPY, Lee, and then it's Ross down to P8. I think there might be a possibility that Ross was letting Lee through there.
Yeah.
I'm not sure because he did back off by the look of it. He is going round the outside of SBY though. Oh, a good move. Oh, on the background, who's that? Pine. No, was it Pine? Or Dark Knight? I think it was Dark Knight. It was Dark Knight who was off in the background. And James is through into P11. Oh, is that? A huge Biggles. And Sean. Massive crash.
Yeah, I just seen the aftermath of the crash, but I'm not too sure who had contact with each other.
Oh, big moment there. Oh, Tom's having a look at Chubbs. 3 seconds the lead out front for Witchell is, and Chubbs is... Chubbs was trying to hold on now from T. Smith. And he's been a bit of a buffer as well. It's 3.4 seconds now, so this is turning into a bit of a one-horse race at the moment here because Tom is Tom has been held up.
So the top 7 is kind of spread.
Yeah, they are. Pagani's P8 now. That's kind of the highest he's been for a while. James is P9. Been helped by all these incidents at the back because you've got SBY and Biggles way down the order now. Out of position. And the Alpha's down in P10 and P11 though. I'm not sure if this is an alpha track though. Both seem to have struggled all night.
Yeah, they did.
Particularly Pine. Dark Knight did well at the start, and he seemed to do well at the start, but he seemed to drop off as the race went on. He still had a very, very good race, mind you, so in his GT2 as well. But yeah, and he had a tricky few laps.
Going for P2.
It's now 4.3 seconds out front. So
yeah, as long as they both keep battling for P2, which will be off into the distance.
I just don't think Tom can get close enough here. And the issue is, I know they're both quick in a straight line, but that Ford is just quite a bit quicker than everything else. Which is meaning that he can't really do anything, and Witchell is setting the timing screens of light here, 33.1. Apparently I sound like Duncan Ferguson's mum. Nice. That's a new one. That's a good one. Duncan Ferguson's mum.
I have no idea who's Duncan Ferguson.
Oh, he's a Scottish football player.
Okay. It was absolutely clear it had to do something with football.
Yeah, he used to play with Everton. Yeah, and he managed Everton for a while on like a temporary basis.
I'm surprised Aaron does know who Duncan Ferguson's mom sound like.
Yeah, so Mark. Okay. Tom is still right on the back of Chubbs. This is as close as he's got, and he really needs to get a move on here because he is losing seconds a lap to Witchell now. It goes for a very nice cutback, and he is there now, and he is down the inside. Oh, he couldn't get a way through. Chubbs has had a decent exit as well, so he's not managing to get through at the moment. Chubbs is down. Oh, he's down the inside this time though. That was opportunistic. They're side by side now though. Handbags are out. Chubbs is
further
gonna
down the field. SBY is closing in on Ross down the start-finish straight. Maybe going for a move into turn 1. He's pushing Ross down the straight as they try to close the gap to Pine in P10.
Aaron's saying that Tom's triggered. He's being absolutely held up by a bus at the moment here. He can't get past, and there's now 6 seconds, and he can't. That car's so quick in a straight line, you just can't get past him.
Yeah, the Ford is OP down the straight, but so is the Corvette.
Oh, he's he's had a very good exit. Chubbs is going very defensive. My God. Oh, there we go. That's a good move.
And Captain Chubbs unsettles the car, so
he goes wide, so he's lost. He's lost the place to Graham, and he's lost the place. Oh, he's lost another place to Rom as well. That went from bad to worse to even worse. So he's tried to hold it around the outside though, and he's still there. He's managed to get back past Rom.
The gap to the leader, 6.3 seconds now. Is Tom about to catch up?
I can't see him closing 6.3 seconds on Mitchell. That is a big old gap. Now Captain Chubbs is still in P4 for the moment. He's got Rom and Lee, who we know are extremely quick. Chubbs doesn't seem to have the outright pace that the other guys have. I think it's fair to say. So Rom's a bit wide there. It's giving Lee a little bit of a look there, hasn't it? Lee is all over the back of the Lexus. Lee really seems to like that car.
Race 1.
He seems to really get on with that Merc though, Lee. It seems to be just... It is an excellent car, the Merc though. It really is an extremely good car. But Lee seems at home with it as well. I think it's helping him to having a much better season. Yes.
Yeah, now with Graham in P3, if he manages to stay behind Smith in a close gap, looking for his tires, will take advantage in the end of the race, in the dying stages of the race.
The interesting thing here is Tom's tyre wear is still a lot worse than Witchell. Now Witchell, I'm not sure if Witchell is going to do a no stop this time. He probably, he's got that much of a gap, probably could do the one stop and still win possibly. But I'm wondering if he might try the no stop here because his tyre wear is looking quite healthy. Pagani's in P7, we've got James in P8. He's doing a good job, James here. The two Alphas P9 and P10, then comes Ross in P11, and then you've got the two Lexus the Lexus of P12, and then Biggles in P13 in the Supra.
Yeah, now with Witchell leading the race 7 seconds ahead of Tom, it's like we had in race 1 with Rom leading ahead of Biggles 7 or 8 seconds until the first guys behind did it. So Witchell, I think he won't stop. He's going for the no-stopper.
There's 13 seconds. It was around about 13, 14 seconds. Lennon is the stop time without filling up. So I'm looking at the tyre wear of Witchell, and I'm looking. I think he could get a no-stop here. But as we said, he could do a one-stop and still win here. No doubt about it. He's got that big a gap now. He's consistently been in the 33s, and now Tom's fastest lap was the last lap, 34th flat, as he finally got past Captain Chubbs. Captain Chubbs is now just done a 33.8, so he's all of a sudden found some pace here in this second race. However, Rom is still a little bit quicker, and he's trying to get round. Chubbs got a little bit squirmy on the exit, and that has allowed Rom down the inside. He's got the inside line here, and now Lee's having a look as well. Oh, that's ambitious, and that was a very good move.
Good stuff.
That was very opportunistic there, wasn't it? Chubbs just on the wrong bit of the track at the wrong time there, and Lee was just like, I'll have a little bit as well, please, thank you. He might have an issue though, as Chubbs in that Ford is incredibly quick in a straight line. Lee holding it round the outside. Oh, wheel banging. Chubbs though gets the move back.
Further down we have Pagani still in P7. Couldn't make up some time, followed by his teammate.
The Alphas are catching him though. James. Last time around they were 3 or 4 times quicker than James, so that's a battle to watch shortly, I think. Out front, Witchell is still moving away from Tom. Tom is starting to move away from Graham now. Interesting to see what Rom can do. Now he's got in clean air. And these Alphas are close to James, so I'm sticking on board with the Alphas for the time being. Keep an eye on them. See if Dark Knight can move up past James. Both were racing in GT2 last week. James is now swapped to Aaron doing GT1 now for the rest of the season. Dark Knight is just filling in for Dominic this evening. Oh, Dark Knight! Big moment. There. I'm not sure if he got a bit of on the edge of the track there with one of his wheels. On those tyres, because it looked like it kind of went sideways as into the corner. That Alpha can be twitchy though, to be fair to it.
So now with the gap being 8 seconds between Witchell and Tom, is he going for a stop? Is he risking it?
Lee's all over the back of Rom, by the way. Now, this is very interesting here. Lee is very, very quick at this point in time.
Yeah, it seems like he loves this track, and the Merc also loves this track.
I think it's a thing though. You need a very stable car around here, don't you?
Yeah.
Those chicanes, you need to be very stable.
Sectors.
And that Merc has a very stable car. So playing to its strengths, I think, this track. Oh, he's having a look now.
Is he trying to go the inside? No. Backs out of it.
Might do the cut back. Rom holding on to it nicely. Thing is, in the moment, Rom is so preoccupied trying to keep Lee behind, that he's not been given the chance really to close up to Graham really.
Yeah, now with the win in his back, so he's very confident, trying to hold off Lee as good as possible.
Now the front lot are carrying on. Now Witchel's tyre wear isn't, it's not great, but it isn't too bad. Now I'm not sure if Tom can do a one stop, can he?
I think the tyre wear was worse in the first race. So
it was, but I mean, still it's halfway, isn't it? And he's only just started lap 10. And your tyre wear tends to increase a little bit near the end as well, if that makes sense. Like you start to wear a little bit more because you start to slide a bit more. So I think Tom knows he's not in a position really that he can do a no stop this race. A one stop, sorry, this race, because he's going to lose so much time because there's 5 or 6 cars 5-6 seconds off him. So I think he's been forced to do the no stop.
At this point, yeah. And Graham in P3, the gap is around 1 to 1.3 seconds.
And he's got about half the tyre wear. Look at the tyre wear difference.
Yeah, that's what I already mentioned a couple laps ago. If he can keep with Tom,
yeah,
he will have a tyre advantage in the end of the race.
Yeah, Jones is saying the same about those tyres. Looking at that front right, it's just that those front right is going to die. He must pit this lap. There's no way that's getting to the end. No. He's
pitting.
There we go. Tom's in. Now we'll see what he can do towards the end. Now, Witchel looks like he's going for the no stop this time, doesn't it? So, look at Witchel's times. Every lap, every single lap has been in the 33s.
Yeah. Mind blowing.
That's actually kind of annoyed me. How?
But he's getting close to the 34s now, so the tire's dropping massively.
Don't try and make him seem more human unsafe. He's not human.
No, he isn't.
Man's an alien. Man's a nutter, honestly. How can he do that? How? Right. Alpha's in P6 and P7 now, because James pitted. The Mini Milk car. So did Pagani as well, so they're both. How is James ahead of Pagani?
So, T-Smith, after his pit stop in P8, around about 12 seconds behind P2, and has got a penalty to carry.
How's he picked that up? I've not seen anyone with a penalty, have you?
I'm not too sure, maybe going into the chicane.
Maybe he's just cut it a lot.
Or he crossed the pit line, yeah.
Oh, I'm not sure if that's more than half a second though.
The white line after the pit stop.
Yeah, it could be, but I don't know about. I think that's usually a second, is it not? That you get to be crossed that. Might be wrong though. Maybe it was. It would make sense, I suppose, wouldn't it? Biggles in P10, SVY's P11, James on fresh tyres. Oh, he might make a move here. Down the inside he goes. SVY holding the outside line, but I think it might be very straightforward here on fresh tyres. There we go. Matt Beetle.
Lee and Rom side by side going into the chicane.
Oh, so they are.
Oh. Go on, Lee, come on. Yeah.
Oh, God. That's the first time, one of the first times I think we've seen two cars go side by side through one of those chicanes. And to be honest, I mean, I know they touch, but they're always going to touch. But it was very, very clean.
It was still clean. I mean, a little bit of door banging is always involved, but
yeah, it's always going to happen around there, isn't it?
By Lee there.
But yeah, very, very clean there. Very, very respectful between the two of them. Nicely done by the two of them. No, Mercs are having a solid race, haven't they? Yeah, very nice position.
Given the knowledge from race 1, Graham and Lee will go to the end with those tyres. Will they stay on the podium spots?
I think they could be on for a double podium here. It depends if they can get away from Rom. However, looking at tyre wear, Graham and Lee do have slightly better tyre wear than Rom, so that's going to help them as well.
Yeah, and Tom in P8 still around about 12 seconds behind P2 after his penalty. Will be even harder now for him to catch up, especially now being behind the two Alphas.
That's the thing with the one stop, isn't it? You do have to contend with traffic as well.
Yeah, but on this track, I mean, it's very wide and you have a lot of opportunities to get past
Pine's
quickly.
wide. That's going to be very straightforward. Pine gave him the place basically there. He just went a bit wide and that was... Thank you very much, I'll take that. So yeah, he's going to have Dark Knight now, isn't he? And then it'll be Captain Chubbs will be the next one on his list.
Yeah, and Lee is catching on his teammate. Going for P2 in any moment.
Well, team orders come into play. We're going to party together. I'm not, to be honest though, the weird dilemma they have is Lee can't really go anywhere. He's not going to close 11 seconds in Witchell.
If Graham feels like Lee has more pace, he should give the position.
Both Chubbs in the background having a massive wobble there. A wobble.
As always. Yeah, I mean, I've been following Captain Chubbs for quite a while now, also back in the Formula 1 days. He's kind of a mysterious guy, I don't know how to say it, but there's days where he's like, yeah, unbeatable, going for a win, but then in the end he bins it, or he crashes the car. He's got the pace, he just needs to keep his head down from time to time.
He's just unfortunate. He has this thing where he unfortunately makes a mistake. SVY's off the track, regardless through P12. He has that thing where he just happens to always seem to make a mistake somewhere, and it just costs him so many places and wins and podiums. And I've always said it, I've done comms for ages in GT1, and I've always said that he has got an incredible amount of pace. I don't think he's massively in tune with this Ford car, to be honest though, which is why I think you've seen him a little bit down the order in most GT1 races so far. I just don't think he's massively liking the car, and he seems to do pretty well in the Group 4 races, so I think it's just the car, to be honest, this season. But yeah, the previous seasons,
given the right car, and if he puts more time into the game, he could be easily up there with the top 3 guys and go for more wins. But
because he can do it, and we have seen him.
Still not bad in P5.
Yeah, he's doing well. We have seen him take pole positions and be in the leads and take podiums and things, but yeah, he needs that extra little layer of consistency that the Witchell and Tom have to really start challenging regularly.
So now that Tom passed the second Alpha, he's in P6, 6.5 seconds behind Captain Chubbs, trying to catch them in the last 7 laps of the race.
That Ford will be difficult to drive in the last few laps. It can be difficult to drive at the best of times around the fast corners, let alone with one tyres.
Yet another penalty for Tom there, I think. Definitely.
Where is it getting them? Is it that chicane? It must be, yeah, it must be that.
He's pushing hard, too hard.
Yeah, it's one of those things. The harder you push, the more likely you are to pick up penalties. It's always the case, isn't it?
So now that Graham and Lee kind of didn't decide on who should switch positions, Rom is catching. He's back in the rear bumper of Lee.
and the gap out front is staying stationary at 10.5 rough seconds. I think Witchel's just managing his pace. However, Witchel's tyre wear is considerably worse than everyone else in the top 5. So that is the issue with Witchel. He's having to manage his tyres more than anyone else.
Yeah, but at some point I was thinking, with the gap he had, he should have gone for a pit stop. If the pit stop is around 13-14 seconds just for a tire change, he could easily be in P3, P4 on better tires and get back into the lead. Now he has just to manage it, but yeah, the gap is still 10.6 seconds, so he just can ease.
He's just managing his pace.
Yeah.
It's been an interesting watch though when you compare Witchel and Tom. Last season when they were in the same car and they were in the BMW, it was an interesting one to watch. Tom always had better tyre wear than Witchel. Witchel always had better fuel than Tom.
Yeah.
So it offset each other. One was better than the other. So it was always interesting to watch, and it was always the same. Which I found quite interesting. Good evening, Marley.
Good evening, Marley. How are you doing?
Graham and Lee still on for a double podium at this point in time. And Rom is out of slipstream range. He's had a 35 flat last time around, so that is helping the cause for the Mercs. Gap's down to 5 seconds between Tom and Chubbs now.
Graham went very wide.
Who went wide?
Graham went very wide.
Oh, did he?
No, is he going for it? No, he backs out. Yeah, I think they're just working together, trying to stay ahead of Rom.
A double podium for them is a good result. And as I did say, there's not really a massive point of Lee getting past Graham because he can't really go anywhere.
Yeah, and I think he would be. Yeah, Lee's just staying behind Graham, trying to help him, so Ron doesn't catch both of them.
Yeah, help him stay ahead, which makes more sense. He has indeed, Marley. He is covering for Dominic this week. He had a very good race when he finished. Where did he finish again? Was it P7 he finished last race? Somewhere around that mark, anyway.
I can't remember, to be honest.
Somewhere around that mark it was, but he's finishing again in the roughly same mark. Very consistent and middle of the pack. Witchel's having a very solid race, 11 seconds in the lead, and he's managing his tyres. His front right isn't looking particularly healthy. He's managed it for the time being, and two Mercs are keeping Rom roughly a second behind. Then comes Chubbs, 3.8 seconds behind Rom, and Tom is going to be past him, I would say, towards the end, as he is gaining a few times every corner at this point in time. 33.9 last time around, 35.1 last time around for Chubbs, so it's 1.2 seconds a lap quicker, and there is still another 3 laps to go. So,
Lee and Graham switching positions.
Tom's had a massive moment. He's got away with it though, and only lost half a second. I don't know how, but yeah, he was all over the shot. So yeah, so strategic there, making a swap. Clearly Graham has obviously felt that Lee was quicker, and then Rom is immediately trying to go round outside of Graham here. Graham is going to have to defend, and he does it very well for the time being. However, Rom is all over the back of him. Now Graham is needing that slipstream from the car in front of him, his teammate, and that might just keep him ahead. Rom pulls to the inside, but he's going to go down the inside here. Graham's going to try and hold it round the outside, and he's just about there. Rom has got it for the moment. Up towards the top of the hill. Rom looks like he might have this. Graham's looking at coming back though. Round the outside at the next corner. And he cuts back. Tries to cut back. Oh, Rom's wide. Graham's back through. There we go. Graham, tenacious there driving. Didn't want to give it up, did he? Stuck there with him. Put pressure on him. Rom succumbed to the pressure. Made a little mistake. And there we go. Graham's back through. Rom's tyres are shot. Look at Rom's front right tyre.
Yeah, it's just
that was his chance. If he was going to get past, he needed to get past there, and unfortunately, that has not worked out. Tom is 2.8 seconds off the back of Chubbs now. He made that half a second error, which has made his job a little bit more difficult than it needed to be. Graham is trying his best to hold on to that P3 for a double podium for Merck. On the Mercedes team. A little bit better news from the Mercedes team after the news of the past few days. A certain Mercedes driver leaving.
The penultimate lap of the race, so yeah, it was flying past very quickly. Almost coming to an end.
2.5 seconds now between Tom and Chubbs, so can he close in at the end?
And it hit 1, 2, 3. It hurt my eyes to see Pagani back in P10.
Yeah, I know. I think it's a combination.
When I joined FTRL in season 7, I think. Yeah, Pagani was always a driver I was looking up to, given his pace and the way he's driving the car with his pad. But now, yeah, it's unfortunate to see him struggling.
That Beetle is just, it's not been his friend. I mean, last season and the previous seasons, he's been roughly about, I would say P5 has been his average position over the last few seasons. But yeah, that Beetle, he's not enjoying it, I don't think. He's not really getting the time he wants out of it.
At least they have a nice livery.
Oh yeah, they have a beautiful livery. Tom is now within a second of Chubbs, so I think there's going to be a change on the last lap. And it looks like Rom is not going to get that podium. Graham is doing his darndest to keep ahead, and he's doing it well at the moment. But it's going to be Tom we're going to watch on the final lap here. See if he can get Chubbs. He's a second behind, and he's 1 lap to go, and he should get him. Chubbs is good.
Yeah, I think if it wasn't for the penalties and he was struggling a little bit with the second stint, he could easily go for a podium. But now, yeah, P5 best to get.
He is closing quickly though, and he's in slipstream range. He is half a second behind personal best in the first sector, helping by slipstream, going for the outside line, going for the cutback, and getting on the power early. Oh, he's going for it there on the curb, bouncing over, and he's in the slip. He's got this chicane. This car will be much better than the Ford round this corner. Using the curb on the inside and the outside, getting on the power nice and early, and there he goes. Ford just cannot do that corner as easily as the Corvette can, and he'll go to the outside here. Will he try and do the cut back, or will he go the long way round? He's going to try the cut back. There he goes. Peels to the inside. Beautifully done. And he's now going to be down towards this chicane. He's going to think about it. We're going to have to jump on board though. Witchell's coming across the line. Keep back to T. Smith. Can he get him? It's Witchell's going to take the win. It's going to be Lee who's going to take P2. It's going to be Graham P3. Rom's going to take P4. And Captain Chubbs looks like he's going to hold on here. He is indeed. Captain Chubbs is going to hold on then to P5 from Tom in P6. He's done a very good job of holding on there. Dark Knight with another stellar job in P7. Ross takes P8. It's James in P9. That's a good result for him as well. His debut in GT1. Pagani P10. Then comes Pine Biggles, unfortunately, involved in some sort of incident with SBY. And SBY will come round to take P13. Round off race 2. 33.5 has passes after the race. Lap 19, he done a one stop. And there we go.
So yeah, we had
the line.
2 dominant race wins tonight, with Rom in race 1 and Mitchell in race 2.
Yeah, so 2 different race winners, and a double podium for Merck in race 2. So they'll be very, very pleased with that result. Definitely. Let's see for that replay first of all, and then we'll go through the running order. There we go. So there we are. Witchell, Lee, and Graham are your podium for race 2. Roman, Chubbs, P4 and P5. And then T Swift couldn't manage to get past Chubbs at the end. Dark Knight is P7. Then comes Ross. Then it's James Pagani, Pine, Biggles, and SBY. So there we go. Race 2 is done and dusted. And that will be all for this evening for GT1. We'll be back next week. As I said, it is a Group 4 race, Group 4 quali, Group 4 race, Group 4 sprint quali, Group 3 endurance race next week. And the GT1 drivers will be around Blue Moon, Infield and Speedway, and the GT2 boys will be around the Fuji circuit. Chance Arena again in GT2 then. Well, thank you very much for joining me on Safe, for his return into the commentary box. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, for not doing it almost like two years. It was very exciting. Thank you for having me in the booth, and yeah, I can't wait to be back on track in the near future, to have some competitive racing again.
I know.
Looking forward to that.
So we shall see a German on the grid next season, hopefully, or in the next few weeks, maybe, if there's a spot opening up.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe.
Let's see what the future holds for me.
Yes. Well, thank you very much for joining me, and thank you very much for joining us on this lovely Friday night. And have a lovely evening, have a nice weekend, and we'll see you again next week for some more FTRL action.
Stay healthy and bye-bye.